This is the Fuji X100VI killer. This video is gonna get me in so much trouble. You're here during the boom era of everyday cameras. And because they are so popular, prices are also higher than ever before. So before you go on the secondary market to get an X100VI for over $2,000, let me show you this much more capable alternative. At this point, I should mention that I myself am a former Fuji X100VI owner, so everything I'm going to mention in this video is based on my experience having owned and sold the camera. I actually enjoyed it quite a bit and even took it with me on a trip to Italy with my wife. But having said that, there is so much more that my Sony A7C II can do that I couldn't justify buying an X100VI in 2026. It's just not worth it. Let me explain. The first pro the A7C II has over the X100VI is the sensor. That's an easy one to explain. The Sony one offers a full-frame 33 megapixel sensor, while the Fuji brings to the table an APS-C 40 megapixel one. Does the Fuji have more megapixels? Yes. Does that really matter on everyday cameras? Well, I don't think so. Plus, the difference is not exactly that big, and if you actually think about it, the low light performance full frame brings to the table over what an APS-C camera can deliver is much more than enough to consider Sony a winner here. Okay, so we have the sensor covered. Why else do I think my A7C II is better than the X100VI? Well, and this one will definitely hurt Fuji fanboys. Autofocus. Sony is well known for their amazing autofocus tracking and performance. It's just like none other. If you ever shot with a Sony, you know what I'm talking about. As soon as you half press that shutter button, the focus locks on your subject's eye and there is nothing in the world that is going to release them from it. Fuji, on the other hand, well, it's well known for having autofocus issues. I learned from personal experience I couldn't trust Fuji's autofocus. Getting blurry images just ended up ruining the whole experience for me. It's 2025 and many photographers are improving their businesses by using AI to optimize their workflows. If you haven't tried Aftershoot, you're missing out. The amount of time AI takes to sort and select your images is just amazing. Just imagine downloading your photos and then going to spend time with your family or do something else while your own personal assistant takes care of business. And once the selection is done, Aftershoot can even mimic your own editing style to take care of your photos and give you back the time you've been wanting to get back for ages. Not only that, if you yourself are a portrait photographer, Aftershoot now offers AI retouching with sliders taking care of blemishes, skin smoothing, stray hairs, and much more. Try Aftershoot for free for 30 days and find out why so many photographers are jumping onto the AI train. Link in the description below. Okay, but so far we've only mentioned the camera. What about the lens? What am I working with here? Well, this is the TTArtisan's 40mm f2 autofocus lens. If you want a more in-depth review of this lens, you can find a link to it in the description below. At this point, all I have to mention is that this lens is plenty sharp, it works extremely well with Sony's autofocus, and it gives you a good field of view for everyday use. The X100VI, on the other hand, has a 23mm f2 lens. So they're basically very similar lenses. It should be a tie here, right? Well, no. Because when it comes to depth of field, Sony's full-frame sensor will make that f2 aperture look creamier than the one Fuji will give you. With the X100VI, the feel of the depth of field will be closer to something more of like a f2.8 lens on a full-frame camera. That's something you will notice. Trust me. This one is important. Battery life. While the A7C uses the latest of Sony's batteries, the X100VI brings this little fella to the table. Just by looking at them, which one do you think carries more juice? The purpose of an everyday camera is to be able to go around and document your day without any issues. But if apart from the camera, you have to be carrying extra batteries and then other items, the whole concept just falls apart quickly. You certainly aren't gonna be shooting 24 hours non-stop, but when you do use your camera, you don't wanna be thinking about having to do things fast because you don't wanna run out that battery midday. There's just no comparison here. Sony's battery life is way better than Fujifilm's when it comes to comparing these two cameras. And finally, let's discuss price. The X100VI is basically sold out everywhere, but when it does show up on a reputable site, the price is around $1,800. On the secondary market, you can find it anywhere from $2,000 and up. That is if you don't get scammed in the process. Yes, scammers have also noticed the hype and are scamming people non-stop. So if you're going to buy one on the secondary market, be careful. I bought my A7C II on eBay for around $1,800. That's not the actual market price of a new one, but it's very achievable if you just take a little bit of time doing your searching. And the lens, well, that's around $170 or maybe even $130 if you wait for an Amazon day or something of the sort. So if you add up the accessories and extras, you can easily get this combo for around $2,000. That might sound like a lot, but it really isn't if you consider people are paying more than that when they want to get a Fuji X100VI and they're getting less in the process. Some people might like the Fuji better, but I'm telling you, this does not stay too behind. So there you go. Those are the reasons why I consider my A7C II combo to be the Fuji X100VI killer. It's simply much more features at basically the same price. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with me, and if you're a Fuji fanboy, I'm sorry. Anyways, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and as always, don't forget to follow Aftershoot in all of our social media to be always up to date with the latest we have to offer. See you all in the next one.